In this vlog I'm going to be talking about Sarah Chatfield's directing styles and what some of the work which she's been in. So first of all, I want to talk about the music videos which she did on her own, and then some of the ones which she did after she joined a company. So the first video, well not the first, one of her videos which got her the most fame was called Alfie, and it was by Lily Allen. After watching it, I have to admit, it creeped me out a little bit. It really did creep me out. But I will go into that more when we go into the stylistic trends, but I just want to put that out there now. So another one is Breaking It Up, then Heart Skips a Beat, then Sexify, Motivation, What About Us, What Are You Waiting For, Shout Out to My Ex, and Arms. So I don't know if that's all of the ones which she's done after joining this company, but the last two, Shout Out to My Ex and Arms, was when she was part of this company. So when you first type it into Google, it doesn't come up straight away, but I already knew that she had produced Shout Out to My Ex because Little Mix fan. Okay, but the top 7 were still all which she just directed on her own, which is good. Okay, so after she did these music videos, she then went on to work for, well, she did a little bit of filming. It was more promotional, if I'm honest, as it was a film festival for Colonial Blimp. That's the company which she's part of, by the way. For Yves Saint Laurent, Yves Saint Laurent, that sounds right. Well, she did a promotional video for Yves Saint Laurent in a fashion film for when she was part of Colonial. Moving on to her stylistic trends. So usually in a lot of her videos I saw that she included some sort of inanimate object. So by this I'm not on about a phone or anything like that. I'm on about looking at like a cartoon or a Muppet, for example, in Alfie. That's why I didn't like it. Yeah, she looks at like cartoon but then brought into the real world, and it's weird. It's unique, granted, but I don't like it. It's too weird for me. Yeah, it does look slightly out of place, so I think that's what put me off significantly from it, and I don't think that I could do that without keeping a straight face. Yeah, I just don't think it's right. So another thing which she does a lot is like vintagey clothing, which is quite cute and girly. I did those off point, but you know what I mean. So another cliche which she has in her music videos is that they're quite girly actions or stereotypical things which a girl would do, which I suppose I would include if I was just going to do like a really girly song, but I feel as though it's quite obvious with what a lot of directors want to do, so I think that's something which I might try and push against if I choose a girly girl song. In contrast to this girly girl idea, she did quite a few videos where they were edgy lighting, quite low lit, and it gave off a completely different vibe. Like, you wouldn't think that it was by the same director, so I quite like that idea of an edgier side, so to speak. Another thing which she particularly does is have a lot of dancers in one place. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I'm sure that when you're in the proper music world and you have access to amazing dancers who can all do it synchronized, yeah, it's pretty cool. One thing again which she does quite typically, I feel as though it's not very unique, which is what I was trying to find from the directors which I was looking at. I wanted to take a few little bits and bobs and go, right, that's a good idea. But I feel as though Sarah's quite a typical director. So for this one she does montages of people walking and singing and cuts between the different faces and then like a row of people. I feel as though it's not very inventive, this one. I know it seems like I'm just going into them, but I actually think that it's really good to see both ends, some directors I mean, which you really like, and then others which you're just quite reserved about. So I think it's really important to show the difference and that you're not just being biased in what you're doing. So that's why I'm trying to compare them a little bit. Okay, so the next one, well the next point which I want to talk about is that she likes to include lots of montages of people's hair and wind, for example. Blush. I don't really know why. I suppose it adds something to the video. I'm not sure if I want to include this as I prefer other natural elements. But yeah, I think it could be quite nice to have it when the artist is singing in the room on their own, as it will just make it a little bit less still. But it's definitely something to consider, that one, so I don't really mind. They also include a range of speeds on this one, so sometimes Sarah will choose to have it normal and then she'll slow it down a little bit, and then other times it will just be completely slow-mo, which does look really cool, to be fair. Another big topic which she does, or stylistic trend, is that it's quite holiday themed, from what they're wearing to their location to what they're doing, what they're drinking, literally everything. It just gives off a really holiday vibe to the audience, which I suppose it is a good thing. It is a good thing, this, as it enables the audience to really connect with what's going on. And the final thing which I want to talk about for Sarah is her use of CGI. So I did notice this in a few places, but she seemed to... It was well done for what it was, let's just say that. It wasn't my favourite thing which I've seen, but I thought it was different, what I was looking for. And that was originally why I found this director, because I was like, oh, okay, clearly they have quite unique thoughts, so they might do it everywhere else. I'm not sure if I'll physically be able to do that in my music video, but it's definitely interesting to look at. So that summarises my video on Sarah Chatfield.